What's going on, people? It's the Ps4 and for today's video, I want to get into a little something peculiar when it comes to sales for the PlayStation 4 Pro. For people who don't know, I believe it came out last week that the MPDs reported, the PlayStation was the #1 selling console for last month. Now, with that being said, that information, the numbers were from the PlayStation 4 Slim, the vanilla PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, we have some mid-tier kind of like gaming news websites, and I say mid-tier. I know one of the articles I read was from Inquisitor.com, basically stating that, Sony may be trying to hide underwhelming sales numbers when it comes to the PlayStation 4 Pro. In other words, this upgraded, more powerful PlayStation 4 isn't selling to the expectations that Sony actually has for that system. Now, from what I hear, talking to my boy Crap Gamer, and other people within the industry, the main foundation of their sales was actually the PlayStation 4 Slim bundled with Uncharted 4. That was like the hot seller when it comes to PlayStation and stuff like that. Now, it is a little ironic when you think about what Sony usually does, because when they get numbers and their numbers are impressive, man, they love sharing them with everybody. They put it out there, social media. They get their buddies over at like different big gaming news sites to talk about it. So with Sony being kind of like really quiet about the actual sales of the Pro system itself, it gives this report about underwhelming sales a little more cement. It's a little more substantial. It's a little more solid. And with all that being said, people are asking the question when it comes to these kind of like more powerful mid-life cycle systems like the Ps4 Pro and then later on this year the Scorpio, are these things really going to catch on with gamers and with consumers? Now, I want to point out a pretty big difference between the Pro and the Scorpio. And guys, I know the Scorpio hasn't come out yet. It hasn't been revealed yet. But, the Xbox division did come off and give us some information about the Scorpio, where, if true, Scorpio looks like it's going to be a hell of a machine. That's the 6T flops, the 8-core CPU, multi-threaded, all that good stuff. It just looks like it's going to be a monster of a system. Now, if you put that together with what me and the Don from Next Podcast have been talking about with the whole Ryzen CPU, Vega GPU kind of like architecture for the system, this thing's going to be a monster. Now, with the PlayStation 4 Pro possibly being, not selling as much as Sony would like, I think one of the key things there is when you look at the Pro and you look at the videos on YouTube and stuff like that, you can't really tell a difference in the games. Like when you see Horizon Zero Dawn, when they first started showing that game, they were showing it on the vanilla PlayStation 4, and then they unveiled the Pro and they showed it again. You didn't really see that much of a difference, and that's because the Pro is talking about upscaled 4K resolution, and I think that's where all this extra power, I think that's where Sony wants that extra power to go, is that, that checkerboard upscale 4K resolution. There are some games on the PlayStation 4 Pro that are native 4K, but even that, like when you're watching game reviews or gameplay of even the native 4K games and stuff, to kind of, they'll put out videos to get it all hyped up and stuff, you can't really see a difference. And a lot of the time that's because, your TV or your cell phone or your tablet that you're watching these videos on, they're either 1080p or lower. So when it comes to overall resolution, Sony hasn't been able to show exactly what these games look like, you know, with that 4K upscale and stuff like that. And it's a harder sell to the consumers when they really can't see a difference. Now, if anybody out there is worried that, you know, Scorpio might kind of catch this same trend, all right, and it might not sell well and all this good stuff, guys, relax. I don't think this is going to happen, and the main reason why is when you hear Xbox, Phil Spencer, Xbox Division, talk about Scorpio, yes, they talk about native 4K, they talk about 60 frames per second. You're not going to see the native 4K if you're checking out a gameplay on YouTube or anything like that on an HD TV. But there is something that you will see with games running on Scorpio. And this is a big thing, guys. Improved textures, lighting, and shadows. All right, it's come down the line from, I believe it was Aaron Greenberg, basically came out and stated that games running on Scorpio, the PC assets are actually the ones that are installed into the Scorpio, because you know with x86 architecture, which you know the PlayStation and the Xbox One are, you have to download every game. So when you download a game on the Scorpio, it actually takes the PC assets, which is increased textures, increased texture resolution, better lighting, and better shadows. So with that being said, when the Scorpio is unveiled, you will literally see a difference, okay? No matter if you're watching on an HD television, on your cell phone, or your tablet, or whatever, but whenever you're seeing videos that Xbox is going to put out, you know, people on YouTube are going to put out and stuff like that, you will still see a noticeable difference in games running on Scorpio compared to the Xbox One S or even the launch Xbox One. And that's because of the textures, the lighting, and the shadows. And I believe that's going to be an easier sell to consumers because they will physically see the difference no matter what screen they are watching. All in all, this seems to be a really exciting time for Xbox gamers, pro Xbox YouTubers, and the whole gaming community in general. When the Scorpio is unveiled and we get to see these games running on Scorpio and actually see a noticeable difference between the game running on the Xbox One S compared to the Scorpio, that's going to be a lot easier for consumers and gamers to fork over that money and say, you know what, I want that top of the line, that premium product. I know that's what I'm waiting for. I'm actually waiting for the Scorpio to come out. I didn't get the One S, and I'm really excited, man. This is a really exciting year for me. I'm looking forward to Crackdown. I'm looking forward to Sea of Thieves. There's just so much in the pipeline when it comes to Xbox. We got the new UI coming to preview members next week. So there's a lot of stuff to really be excited about as an Xbox One gamer. But guys, this is my video for now. So as usual, you know, hit up the comment section. I want to know what you think about this. If you think the Scorpio is going to suffer kind of like that same fate that it seems the PlayStation 4 Pro is suffering from right now, or do you see it breaking through that wall because consumers and gamers can actually see a physical difference on games being run on Scorpio? As usual, guys, if you like the topic, you like the gameplay, definitely hit that thumbs up button for me, as it does greatly help my channel, you know, get out there to other gamers and stuff like that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. But as for now, this is the Ps4 and I am definitely signing off.